I am back with Gemini and Aquarius relationships. Okay, when it comes to Gemini and Aquarius, you gotta understand that right off bat we have trine energies here. Both air signs, both air energy, they got this natural flow with each other. It's a good relationship you can have. This could be a good relationship to have. They have a natural flow with each other. The Gemini could feel comfortable with Aquarius because Gemini gets to explore its thoughts independently, and Aquarians more times than not will not tell them that they can't. And Aquarians can appreciate the independent mind of a Gemini because the thoughts, the creativeness that the Gemini presents within this relationship, the Aquarians use it to add on to what they have. They can use it as advice, and they can question the Gemini a little bit more. It's like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? They can bounce their different ideas off of the Gemini until they can find the perfect invention, the perfect method to use. And the Aquarian is going to love the fact that they can be detached. And when I say detached, I mean emotionally detached, and they can do their thing, and they can live for their mission, and they can serve the better good, the higher meaning, and they can have their hope and their faith and the want and the need to live their dreams. And the Gemini is gonna let them. The Gemini's like, man, fly free, do your thing, whatever you think you can have. And Aquarian feels uplifted in that. You know, the Gemini is not going to shoot the Aquarian down. The Gemini is going to be like, man, that's a great idea. Working together, wow. Like, this could be a very powerful match because it's nothing that you can't create. I feel like the only thing down part to that is the actual creating it part. You know, Aquarians though, Aquarians have that Saturnian energy that helps them out a lot. It helps them stay grounded a lot to where they don't just drift off. So, you know, they have the energy to ground it and create whatever they want. They will constantly, they can have conversation because they're both going to want to thrive off of the communication they give each other. You know, the Aquarian can pretty much say how they feel to the Gemini, and the Gemini is going to be like, oh wow, you know, listen to them, hear them out, and, you know, let them know what they think in a truthful manner. Let them know what they think. And if the Gemini ain't feeling it, they're not going to be down with it, you know. But most of the time, a Gemini is going to allow another person the right to say they can have what they want to have without sticking without sticking a needle in it, without telling them they can't do something. Now, they might bring to you the question of, okay, so how are we going to get this done? Or what do you see? They might ask you or pose more questions that make you have to probe a little bit more, which is, I feel like that's what Aquarians like. Yeah, but their communication with each other, especially if nothing else is in a way, as far as placement wise, could be excellent with each other. Because, like I was saying, they could just tell each other how they feel. You know, Gemini will have his mood. Aquarians will be like, okay, shoot, because I got other stuff I got to do today. Anyways, let him, he ticked off today or upset today, let him be upset today. Which is, it's not that Geminis will get ticked off or upset necessarily. You got to kind of push Geminis, but Geminis will be in this mood, but sometimes they want to be bothered, sometimes they don't. It's just a detached nature that Aquarians automatically vibe with. And then, you know, Geminis can just be like, man, Aquarians is doing their thing. You know, they detach emotionally or good. Because I don't got time to be just like sappy anyways. Basically, why they do good is because one doesn't really need the other to emotionally fulfill them. It's like they don't have to play manipulative emotional games with each other. To where, you know, other having relationships with other signs may bring about. Especially with water signs, you know, the Geminis respect Aquarians because of the fact that they don't, like, the Aquarian is not demanding them to represent them on the emotional level, and like they, you know, they could just communicate over how they feel about something. Like, you know what, I was ticked off, my feelings was hurt, or blah blah blah, to the Aquarian, and Aquarian's like, oh, what, really? I didn't know that. Like, I'm telling you, I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. I was just telling you what I know. Like, I was just telling you, okay, well, my bad. And Aquarians like the fact that Geminis ain't gonna be trying to be all extra touchy-feely all the time, or trying to get them to put the relationship first before anything else every single time. You know, it doesn't have to be just like touchy-feely. So the Aquarius has the ability to have a far enough range to where it's like this breathing room, like, you know. And Aquarians love that, because a Gemini is not. Like, for instance, if a Gemini saying something and Aquarians is fine, like, okay, that's kind of like, you didn't have to say that or say this. Aquarian will tell you, like, look, you know, you was wrong, or I don't believe what you're, no, I don't believe that. That doesn't work for me, you know, or nah, you know, whatever the Gemini bring up, because, you know, Geminis will think stuff, they'll say it. The Aquarian is like, nah, you know, you wrong, or no, that's not what I think, or whatever. And the Gemini is like, okay, cool, you know. It had, basically, they are both able to give each other feedback in a way to where they both understand it. It's like, just tell me and I'm good. And they understand that developing a friendship, Aquarius and Gemini could make good friends in a relationship. They understand that a friendship and having a friendship is more important than anything else. They feel like it's more important than anything else in a relationship. And because they both have that understanding, it works better. Because Aquarian woman is gonna really say, you know what, if I can't be friends with you, if I can't communicate with you on a level to where we can see eye to eye and we can work out our relationships problem like that, then I don't even know if I want to, like, how am I going to deal with you? Like, how am I going to deal with that? And a Gemini woman is going to be like, if I can't be independent, I can't speak my own mind, and you got to be constantly insecure about that, and I got to constantly cater to your insecurities, and you're going to be jealous because of what? Because I'm a human being and I have a right to go out and just live, then I don't know what to tell you. So they both have that common core energy here. I feel like this, though, without something to really just bring them together, like something on a deeper level sometimes, or a common goal. Like, sometimes you got to have that common goal. Because think about air. Think about air, like, spreading. You know, think about a flagpole. Think about that flag on the pole. The pole had to anchor the flag, because without it, the flag would just be everywhere, blowing in the wind. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes without that common goal or something common that you work for, then you can lose sense of what first brought you together. It just could keep just, you know, distancing yourself away from each other. So it's important, really important, for this relationship to have this common goal and progress through information you get. And sometimes helping other people, teaching, learning, going to museums together, reading together. Do something to where it's like, if you're interested in books, say, hey, I heard of this book, and like, let's read it together. We can read it at separate times, but let's have a goal that we're gonna have it being finished read in 2 weeks. Then we come together and let's talk about what we learned out of the book. What we learn, and like, how can we use some of this stuff to apply to our life, you know? Like, seriously, like, people don't get there's many different ways to spice things up. You know, you got to be willing to tap into that. But other than that, they do good together. They do good together. Sometimes you just need to reinvent. Think about this. Reinvent the relationship. All right. Okay. This has been Gemini and Aquarius relationship. I'm Butterfly to Light. Like, subscribe, and I'll be back.